Hey, so I decided to make the least evergreen content possible, and it's called Why Is Today Like That? So while the framework is evergreen because we use disability justice, we use re-indigenizing and super queer language, we're just talking about what's going on in the stars for like the next week. So it's like only going to be true for a couple days. Let's get into it. I know I have some things I need to address about the channel. Those are going to wait until the end. Right now, we're going to talk about why today is like that. And we're going to start with, I have some notes. So I'm just going to put this here so I can not have to look away from you. Okay, cool. So while I expected to put out more content during Pisces, my understanding today is that we were all busy experiencing it, myself included. And currently Neptune is in its, Pisces is in the 28th degree, which if we're comparing it to like the modern calendar, it means it's basically like the last day. And if we're talking about like the meaning of the final degree, the 28th degree is basically like the pure essence of that, like the wise essence of it. So today feels like a really good day to talk about what just happened, why today's like that, and what we can expect. There's like a big transitional energy happening right now. So Pisces has a reputation of being like dreamy, watery, silly. It's deeper than that. It's deeper than that. Let me put my phone on Do Not Disturb. We are talking right now. Okay, so Pisces has to do with dreams, subconscious, and also it's the final sign of the zodiac. And it has a lot to do with not just death, but like the space between life and death. And I have like some ideas brewing about like more details about that, but this is just our podcast to just touch base about today. So if we want to talk about philosophy, we can talk about that some other time. But for now, just know that the philosophy is present and loud. Like, so there's a really big question right now, and sometimes people experience it very literally. So sometimes people will literally be experiencing death during Pisces season, and it can feel like a disappointment because it's like, as the flowers are blooming, it's very much like, wow, I wish so and so was here, right? And that is, there's nothing I can say to make that easier. That shit sucks, and I'm sorry. Pisces season also invites us to be like, what is the spirit doing after death, before birth? It's like energy cannot be created or destroyed, it only changes forms. Therefore, all of that energy, where did it go? But Pisces is like the going. Where is it going? And this can be like, I don't want to take it out of context to be like the manifestation girlies. However, there is something to say about like, oh God, when one door closes and another opens, choosing which of the open doors to go into. Um, if your energy, like if a relationship ends, what do you do with that energy? Like if you have grief about like the end of a job, what do you do with your time during the day? And there's a bit of relief sometimes, not relief in like death of a loved one. I won't say that. I mean, sometimes things are complicated, but this is not the time to go into complicated stuff for now. We're just going to say that like transition can sometimes come with relief and sometimes come with like this daunting feeling. And that's very much Pisces core. There's an ever present like question mark / exclamation point. So while we're in this final degree, one of the things that we can feel relief about is that Pisces season is coming to an end. Yes, happy birthday to the Pisces. You're real ones. We know you live in this energy. We're so grateful that you are good at it. Even though you don't feel good at it, you got some tips and tricks. So we appreciate that about you. Now we're getting ready for Aries season. So basically, like, this is the time to take all of the stuff that's come from the subconscious, that's come from like the dreams, and allow it to transmute into its next energetic form in our lives. And like blah 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 quantum physics, blah 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 like existential. What I'm saying though is like taking the energy that your body creates to deal with certain things and like transmuting them. So maybe like a lot of emotions came up. Especially like today is Moon Day Monday. If you're listening as soon as this came out, it is a Cancer Moon Day. And I'm not going to go into like a whole breakdown of the moons because it's just, I get so overwhelmed. I truly get overwhelmed. And I don't want to bring that to you because I know we come here to make sense of the planets and not get overwhelmed. So, we're also going to talk about the fact that Neptune is in the 27th degree. So this may have felt like a particularly rough Pisces season. I believe Neptune is gonna be in Pisces until 2026. And like Neptune is happy in Pisces because Neptune is the sea. Oh, right. So like also bringing it to the Pisces. Neptune rules Pisces are like I don't think of them as ruling. I think of them as like dating. I think of them as like partners. Famously. But so they're together. Pisces and Neptune are together. I'm not saying they're monogamous. I'm saying they're together. So Pisces does have another ruler. But anyway, um Neptune being here really like puts a magnifying glass to the subconscious, to the existentialism. And what that can feel like is, bringing it to like a very literal context, Neptune is the sea. And we only know like 10% of what's in the ocean. And like I learned that statistic in like probably elementary school, so it may have gone up, but it's definitely not 100. And like the more it feels like the more we learn, the less we're supposed to know. Like why they find that giant snake. Did you hear about that? It was like on Twitter. What and oh, by the way, I've decided that X is the platform, but Twitter is the people. So, anyways, Twitter was talking about the giant snake they found in the ocean. It's been like I don't know how to say the corroborated. That's definitely not it. There's a word for it, but if you know it, drop it in the chat because we're on YouTube. It's been affirmed by like native stories where like there's like a giant snake that lives in the ocean. And people think, oh, it's like a god. Oh, it's like a spirit. It's like a concept. No, it's literally they found it. They found that snake in the ocean. I don't know that it is our business to be finding that personally on a personal level. I think that someone tweeted, and I wish I saved these. I need a better file management system. I'm gonna be so real with you. But like someone tweeted like if they found that snake, that means that snake also found us, and don't let it find out we're a good source of protein. Like, leave that snake alone. So, anyway, there's an energy there about discovering the unknown, even things that, like, maybe are okay to stay in, like, another world dimension, minding their own business. There's something very that, right? And so I think Neptune is going to be in Pisces until 2026, but for now, what we can know is it's currently in the 27th degree. So this is like, there is an element of calm before the storm. We'll probably have another year of like particularly vivid dreams, particularly vivid dreams, um, and subconscious intensity, if that makes sense, like kind of like stuff rising to the surface. And then for some reason I'm getting this image of like when like how like cream rises to the top. I believe that there's like a way that they process it. I'm not a dairy farmer. I believe there's a way. I'm not any type of farmer, actually. I believe that there's a way that they like clarify the cream or like process or like pasteurize it so that it's like fit for consumption. And I feel like that's kind of the vibe. Like there's a lot of stuff rising to the subconscious, from the subconscious to the conscious. Not all of it is to be consumed. Some of it, I'm not saying push it back down. I'm just saying maybe just like let the wind take it or something. I mean, obviously I do not know how the clarifying process or whatever works, but whatever is your own version of that. Like some things we don't gotta take them with us. Some things we brought up and it's just like, cool, that was an experience. And that feels very important to say. That feels very important to say. Um, because we can also look at all the things that came out and be like, what are we going to like curate and nurture and grow? Because whatever we like put energy into is what we're gonna get more of. And again, I'm not trying to like make it sound like a manifestation girly. Oh, but yeah, did I say that? Did I say that? Yeah, it's very much the energy of like energy cannot be created or destroyed. It only changes forms. I don't know if I said that or not, but I said it twice if I had already said it. So once a manifestation of a certain energy isn't there, where is it gonna go? Where is it gonna go? And just be as literal as you can for today, because again, this is existential. So moving on to other places to pay attention to. I think that that is something a lot of people have been going through on a personal level, like personally. And I also feel like another big thing we need to look out for is technology. Meow, 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 and human rights. I want to give like the literal examples of this without like flagging the flags. Um, Also, shout out to me for not cussing as much as I normally do, unless I have, in which case I don't even notice it. Um, you can hear Bia running in the background. Okay, anyways, so Pluto is an Aquarius. Okay, I'll tell you the math in a second. I'll tell you what I mean about technology. Okay. So we live on the cloud, if you will. And by that I mean like all of our technology, including this recording, like I'm truly backing it up to my computer and then putting it on Dropbox and then like uploading it to, I forget my system, but like it gets uploaded to the cloud because otherwise it slows down my computer. I don't have, I shouldn't even say this out loud, but it's important to make the tangible example, a physical copy, a physical backup. And I'm not too worried about this because it's only going to be true for today. So if the universe eats it, the universe eats it. But things like how to organize, things like how to like make change, like things that people have done in the past. So like right now, if you go look up on YouTube, if you look up, for example, the American Indian movement, if you look up the Black Panthers, if you look up stuff that people have done to make shit happen, I did cuss, okay, then it's on YouTube. However, it's very important to also like know all of these stories and then pass like oral tradition, oral history, like physical recordings of people talking about the things that happened, like tapes, like getting back to analog, zines. That is going to be really important. And the reason I say that is because Pluto going into Aquarius means that this planet of like destruction and rebuilding, that's going to be there for like the next 10 years. This year, it does go back into Capricorn, which is going to be necessary, but it's going to be really rough. I believe it's going to be a rough transition as far as like a lot of people are going to like continue to, am I allowed to say that on YouTube? Like, I don't know how much I'm allowed to say, but obviously, like, people are experiencing Jenna's slide right now, and that needs to stop, but it's going to take us a while to dismantle the systems that are making it possible. So, Pluto in Aquarius is that Pluto going back into Capricorn a little bit is going to like also invite us to like break down the system even more. But right now, like just taking in all the information and doing what we can every day to make it possible, to make a new world possible, to dream of what's possible. So another thing we got from this Pisces season, and we're going to get next Pisces season too, we have a responsibility to use this energy to ask ourselves and to ask the universe to show us, to ask our dreams to show us, what are we doing after colonial capitalism is destroyed? Like when land is back to native people, how are you going to be plugged in? How are you going to be of service? How are you going to bring your own cultural background in the land that you are from that knows you and loves you, and the land that you are now on? How are you going to curate a relationship with it? Like land back means freeing the land. It doesn't mean kicking off everybody. It means a lot. So what does it mean for you? Okay. So one thing I'm very concerned about with this Aries season, that we're about to get into. Positives. Positives. Let's start with the good. So I'm hungry. Did you hear my tummy? This microphone might be too good. We can metabolize a lot of the energy that we've been sitting with into action, into passion, into starting something. Aries is the hero in the hero's journey. Aries is the fool in the tarot deck that goes on the adventure. The inciting incidences, which is like the thing that kicks off the movie, the incidences have been incited. It is time to get walking. Or maybe there'll be a new insightful incident, like whatever. But inciting incident, insightful incident, whatever. All this to say, there's an opportunity to start. There is an opportunity to start and do something meaningful. Chiron and the true note are there. So Chiron is a wounded healer, which means that we're going to be working with this energy. And sometimes we're going to mess up. It's like Chiron is the wounded healer. It's the teacher who learned from experience. And the true node is like energy that we are learning for the first time. So whatever you have in your chart may be different, unless you're having your Chiron return or true node return, in which case, hold on, let me make a heart with my hand. Like, wow, that was really difficult, but I think I dislocated a finger. I have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome though, so it's fine. Okay, so anyways, you can go on a new adventure, you can start a new project, but it can't be like new. Well, I won't say it can't. I would recommend that it doesn't feel new in the sense of something you've never ever done before out of nowhere, but something you've been wanting to do, you've been researching, you've been like sitting in the energy of for a long time. That's what I would do. That's what I would recommend. One thing that I was like tweeting the other day that I'm nervous about like how social media is going to be this Aries season, because with these placements, all of the planets I just described, we might try to put personal blame on people for systemic issues. And like social media might be like Gypsy Rose Blanchard, apologies for like saying the G slur. I don't know if we have an alternative name of what we're calling her. But like this person has been through so much, like, and people were tweeting asking like, oh, when is this person gonna be accountable? When is she gonna be accountable? And it's like, she went to jail, calm down. Like, she does not have her mom. Like, she has had consequences. Why are you in charge of what's accountable for her? And that's carceral culture, like that, like punishing people. Like, why are you in charge of punishing people? And I feel like that energy is going to be present on social media. And I feel like if you're listening to this, which you are, which I am, which we are, it's a call to really fire the cop that lives in your brain. Like, all cops are bad, even like policing each other. Like, there's a way to communicate and hold people accountable and keep people safe without like this weird punishing impulsive anger. I'm calling it weird. It's not weird. It's very human actually. But we can get wise with it. We can bring all this existential stuff we've been experiencing, like the Pisces of it all. It's also the wisest sign. So there's wisdom in it that can help us to not be so impulsive and not be so carceral with it. Okay. That is all the time for now. I hope you enjoyed. If you're listening on Spotify, you are not seeing my gallery wall behind me. Here's some paintings that people made for my birthday. This is Wish Candy. This is Tarjay, and then there's more. So yeah, anyways. Yeah. Oh, right. I said I was going to address the things on the channel. I did not make horoscopes. I did not. I underestimated how much energy it would take for me. I need to do more like Reiki to clear the channel next time before I record it, because there was some stuff coming through that I was just like, it was like knocking me out. So I will budget my energy better. And I believe that I'm actually going to try sun sign, because doing rising, I was getting way too much information, like without knowing. It was just too much. It was a lot. Like, the people are going through it right now. And it made sense when I like had readings with people this week. Like it definitely made sense. However, I think I'm going to recreate the wheel and just do sun sign ones, like based on your sun sign. And then it's a little easier anyway, because I know a lot of people don't have their exact birth time, like especially if you've like been through the system and stuff like that. So I don't want to like exclude you. So, but I am gonna give myself a cushy couple of weeks to figure out how that's gonna look. And if you're on the YouTube channel, you'll get to see more about what Sewa does anyway. Probably gonna talk about like activism and stuff. And maybe we just let Wise stay like that, be like that. Maybe I'll do like monthly sun sign, something. I don't know. I don't know. We will find out together. And thank you to the first 4 subscribers. You're the best. Everyone else watching and not subscribing, what, you don't want to commit? Okay, no, I'm just kidding. Anyways, I'm a Libra. That's why I had it. And anyways, thank you for being here. I hope you have a good week. I hope you metabolize. And I'm really excited because the bears are waking up tonight. So if you're on YouTube, you can actually go see a video about that. And if you're on my newsletter, you're gonna get a video about it in addition to this video. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. There's so much media, like it's so overwhelming. Okay, thanks for being here. Have a good week. Love you. Bye.